Hello and welcome to the MSSA Military Spouse Brief for July 2025. My name is Joe Wallace from the Microsoft Military Affairs team, and I'll be going through our slide deck today. So the agenda for this presentation is we'll have a program overview. We'll go over the technical learning path, the program structure, the eligibility and prerequisites for the program, what the admissions process is, and then other resources as well. So the program overview, the program objective is to train military spouses for portable, in-demand IT roles, become a cloud application developer who designs, deploys, and maintains applications on cloud platforms. In demand at Microsoft and at many of our Microsoft partner companies. This role and this technology background is portable and oftentimes 100% remote, which can support the spouse. And the program is also fully funded and supported by Microsoft, so there's no cost to the participants. So the learning path is cloud application development. So it's software development in the cloud environment. Our cloud platform at Microsoft is Azure. So you'll be doing everything within the Azure cloud environment. Application developers use code and logic to develop local, server-based, and cloud applications. And topics selected for the CAD learning path include programming in C#. C# is a primary language here at Microsoft. Data structures and algorithms, developing Azure solutions, .NET MAUI, and Azure AI fundamentals. So the program is C#, it's core programming skills. You become proficient in developing applications of C# and also use GitHub for development projects. Data structures helps you develop logical thinking skills, and you can design and implement data structure solutions and algorithms into your code. Azure solutions, you build end-to-end solutions in Microsoft Azure and implement and manage web apps within the Azure environment. Build apps within the .NET MAUI infrastructure and invoke REST-based web services. Then Azure and AI fundamentals. These are two actual certificate pathways which many individuals can pursue while they're in the cohorts. Here is a little bit about the program structure, how it's put together. So you have industry-leading IT training. You'll have the latest and current technology from Microsoft. We have a curriculum team within military affairs that keeps the learning paths up to date with the latest technology. You'll have work experience projects that you'll do with your fellow cohort members or on your own. There's a Microsoft mentorship program. So these are Microsoft employees that mentor each cohort. So you have a group of them, usually 4 to 5 individuals. One of those mentors is also a technical mentor as well, who's skilled in the actual learning path. And then you have aligned to industry certifications that you can pursue while you're in the cohort. And then job search strategies. This program is specifically geared to find you an opportunity and to get you started in an IT career. So there's a resume built-in, interview skills, how to use LinkedIn as for networking and to find opportunities and to build a great LinkedIn profile. So and it's interactive live classroom instruction. So it's not recorded content. You actually have a live instructor. Everybody's on camera. So every day you're receiving live instruction from that Microsoft certified instructor. It's a 20-week program. Technical instructions, 448 hours. The professional development, that's the area we're preparing you for the job search. It's 44 hours, and then flex hours of 64. The cohort's at 15 participants. As I said earlier, there's a live virtual classroom. Everybody's on camera. There's daily attendance and collaboration across the cohort. The professional development training, which is delivered by your Microsoft Career Development Manager, that's the person who works with you day to day from Microsoft and it manages each cohort. Those development skills are developed around career switchers, individuals looking to get into an IT career, and then technical career skills mentorship from the Microsoft employee mentors who I spoke to as well, and then career search infrastructure. Microsoft has a number of corporate partners who interview and look to hire people from our programs. There's no hiring fees for these corporate partners. And then we have a whole team that's dedicated to working with these corporate partners and helping connect them to those in the cohort who are ready to interview and find opportunities. This just gives you a kind of visual on the day to day. So the typical week where you're receiving the technical instruction, you have an office hours in the morning, 8 to 9, and then your technical instruction begins at 9 a.m. and it goes through 3 p.m. and then another office hours in the afternoon. So that's Monday through Thursday during the technical delivery weeks. And then every Friday is a professional development day. That's where your career development manager will spend that day going over all the professional development topics and preparing you for the job search. And then there is a full week dedicated to professional development. It's week 9. And again, the same starting and end hours of the day, but each day could be different delivery. There's guest speakers. Companies make him come in and speak to their opportunities. The mentors will be part of that week, and there's a whole area of content that's geared towards your professional development and preparing you to interview for opportunities as you get closer to the end of the cohort. So what's the eligibility? So eligibility documentation. So you're really just providing documentation showing that you're a military spouse. Um, to be eligible, you must demonstrate you have a high school diploma or equivalent. Essential skills for CAD roles we cover in the curriculum. We'll go over that. So your legal spouse during the military service of an active duty service member, National Guard and Reserve member, or veteran of any of the U.S. Armed Forces. Eligible documentations or PCS orders, DD-214 or LES. Spouse status during service years, acceptable documentation, PCS orders, or marriage certificate for that active duty service member. So the prerequisites for the program, there's a LinkedIn learning path that you must complete as a prerequisite. So it's a custom LinkedIn learning path developed to introduce topics covered in the cloud application development learning path. Those topics include fundamental concepts in computer science, programming in C#, Git and GitHub, and database concepts. It takes approximately 20 hours to complete this LinkedIn learning path. Um, and then, there's added time for note taking and review. And then you access the learning path. You see the link there that will send you to that particular learning path. A C# certification from Free Code Camp. A professional certification includes 35 hours of training from Microsoft and an online certification exam from Free Code Camp. And you access the learning path at that link here. Then goals and objectives, your prerequisite learning is designed to equip participants with foundational knowledge to be successful during MSSA training. Successful applicants complete the required certificates and dedicate additional time to become conversational in the topics addressed. Comprehension of topics covered in prerequisite learning is covered during the admissions interview and is considered an admissions decision. So what you complete and the prerequisite LinkedIn learning path or the free code camp, these topics will be covered during the interview process, and then being able to speak to that is important as well. So let's go over the admissions process. So the application window, these are current dates, so it's showing you for our next upcoming cohort. The application window, it's 1 week in September 22nd to 29th, 2025. So during that time frame, all you need to do is submit an application, and then from that point on, you'll begin the prerequisite process. So submit an application during that week that kicks off the application. You'll receive information back from our application team. And remember, they must be received by 5 p.m. Pacific time on the 29th. That's the cutoff. And then materials cutoff, you have until December 1st, 2025 to complete all the prerequisites, all your documentation and all your LinkedIn learning and everything you need to complete needs to be done by December 1st. And again, that must be received on December 1st by 5 p.m. Pacific time. And then decisions will be released in January. So the application window, you have the materials cutoff deadline and then decisions released. You submit your required admissions documentation. You receive access to secure file sharing where you'll upload all this information. And applications with documentation are signed by an application manager. So you'll receive information from the application manager on how to do all these steps. And certificate of completion for the CAD, LinkedIn Learning, and free code camp certifications must be uploaded as well. And the rolling application interviews, once you complete your prerequisites, the candidates, you'll begin the interview process. Those interviews are really to assess fitness and suitability for the program. The cohort start date is February 9th, 2026, and it ends on June 26th, 2026. Application tips. These are just some things you can go over in advance of your application. So aks.ms and MilSpouse apply. Complete the application during the application window. And then you'll part of the application as well, though, is we ask you to, if you don't already have one, is to create a outlook.com account, and that's where all of our information will be sent to, is to that outlook.com email that you've created. So you check that email frequently, and all admissions communications will be sent to that Outlook alias. And be sure to check your spam folder for any things that you may be missing, and make sure you don't miss anything during the application process. So other resources, MSA graduate testimonies. If you go to there's military.microsoft.com is our military affairs website. There's a military affairs blog. It'll have testimonials from graduates of the program, all sorts of stories and videos and about those that have already completed the program and where they are today. Applying to MSSA military spouse. Again, these are some of the links to take you to the prerequisite software development fundamentals. That's the LinkedIn Learning prerequisite. C# certification, which is a free code camp prerequisite. We do have a tech transition toolkit, which just gives you some great information on transitioning to a career in the tech industry. Questions to ask yourself on the career change, another great link and article there for you. LinkedIn Premium for military spouses to let you know how to set up your LinkedIn Premium account. And then 5 tips for amazing interviews as you prepare for the military spouse interview and getting into the program. And for some reason, if it doesn't work out, you're not a fit for the program, or some other ways to engage with Microsoft, you can apply directly. Obviously, if you have some tech background or any background that fits our positions. Microsoft obviously is a large corporation, so there's opportunities in all areas of the company, from the tech side to HR to marketing and finance and all across the board. And then also there's military spouse fellowships. We're a sponsor and partner with the Hiring Our Heroes organization, and they have a military spouse fellowship that we also are participants in. That could be another route for you as well. And you can stay up to date on everything going on at Microsoft Military Affairs. These are our online. So our website, as I said, is if you go to the ak.ms/milspouse, it'll take you directly to the milspouse page. All the information on that page is kept up to date. There's a frequently asked questions part of that, which will ask most of your questions. And then if you have any other questions that you don't see that's being answered through the website, you can also email our MSSA ops team, and they'll respond to you usually within 24 to 48 hours. So it's MSSA ops at Microsoft.com. And then our social pages, we're on LinkedIn, Microsoft Military Affairs, YouTube channel, where you'll see this recording, Facebook, as well as on X. And that completes our recording. Thank you very much